What a week, man. As usual, I'm overwhelmed with stuff to talk about, so I'm just going to touch on a few things you might not have heard of, and then we're going to get into this week's topic, which is people at their jobs, their work ethic, and lack thereof. Life's not all sunshine and rainbows like people want you to think it is. The world can be a cruel place, often because people make it that way. Human beings can be a lot of things. And I'm supposed to keep my mouth shut? Guess again. I'm Johnny V. Welcome to the youfa channel. Terrible week in the news. I'm not going to get into everything. I'm going to just mention a few things you might not have heard of that deserve to be recognized. In particular, ex-Navy SEAL Mike Day died this week. He's an Iraqi war veteran. He was shot 27 times. He came home. He was an advocate for injured veterans. And he also wrote a book, I believe it's called Perfectly Wounded. Rest in peace, Mike. That sucks. Another thing that sucks is this woman in Philadelphia left her child naked in a dog cage. Left the house. Can you believe that? Naked in a dog cage. And I believe they said police are investigating. What are you investigating? The pig left the kid in a dog cage naked. Lock her up. Lock up the bitch. I don't even think a dog should be in a dog cage. All right, so I'm going to get into two pet peeves and an annoying story about people at work. Number one, I'm a contractor. I do a lot of work with a particular company. This one girl schedules me quite efficiently. If there's a morning job that's short, she'll add an extra job in the afternoon, so I get a full day's work. Very frequently, these lawyers screw things up and they go past the allotted morning time. So I'm scheduled until 1. I have another job at 2. These douchebags go past 1. They go to about 2 o'clock, so I have to cancel the second job, so I get an extra 1 hour's pay, but then I lose a half a day's pay. I don't know how much longer this scheduling girl is going to help me out like this, but I really appreciate it so far. On the flip side, these other douchebag lawyers will book me up for a whole day, like 9 to 5, and then quit at 1. And then I can't get another job for the rest of the day. So I lose half a day's pay again. Really gets under my skin. So here's a pretty pathetic story, an example of the modern day millennial and how lazy they are. A guy I know, I believe he's a supervisor, said to a subordinate, they were having a discussion about sales, and he wasn't satisfied with this guy's amount of sales. He said, "You sold $300,000 worth of stuff this year. I sold 1.2 million." You know what the subordinate said to the supervisor? "That's not fair. It's not a fair comparison." Wait to hear this. "It's not a fair comparison because you worked harder than me." Are you freaking kidding me? Are you seriously going to throw somebody's superior work ethic in their face? For real? Are you trying to say that someone else's decision to work extra hard and make sacrifices you weren't willing to make is somehow an unfair advantage to them? Are you trying to say that just because you didn't feel like working is somehow an unfair disadvantage to you? Are you the victim? Do you think that poor bastard felt like working 4 times as hard as you? It's pathetic. Wah, I'm a victim. It reminds me of a conversation I had 30 years ago with a friend of mine. He's a member of the PPD. And I remember we were talking about success. In particular, we were talking about school. He was whining that kids aren't getting brand new books. And I'm like, well, what's the difference if it's old print or new print? If you have a desire to learn, you learn. Now, I understand some kids have learning disabilities. That's not what I'm talking about. We're talking about whining for reasons that are unjustified. And I said, if you have a desire, you'll learn. And I'll never forget his response. And this is a response that a lot of people have to this type of topic, okay? He says to me, yeah, but some people just weren't born with that kind of desire. Really? Really? Unbelievable. That's the mentality today. If I don't feel like doing it, if I don't have the desire, then you should just give me stuff as if I had actually done the work. Look, man, I can't stand stupid people. I can't stand lazy people. And I can't stand pansies. But when you combine all three and you're a lazy, stupid, you make me sick. You make me sick. All right, so here's a pet peeve of mine. It's happened to me numerous times. I'm a pretty easy customer. Now, this might have happened to you, but it's happened to me a lot. You go out to dinner, restaurant, diner, whatever, and the waiter or the waitress comes to take your order. Let me stop right there for all of you who are pretending to be offended right now because I didn't use your non-gender specific word like server. I'll say it again. The waiter or the waitress comes and takes your order, and they don't have a notepad. And they sit there nodding like with this big smile as you're ordering. And then they walk away and they come back after you order your steak and your baked potato and your chicken Florentine soup, and they go, now, what soup did you want to get? Was it the chicken Florentine? Yeah. And what did you want on the baked potato? Was it butter and sour cream? Yeah. Oh, okay, yeah. And then they go back and they place the order, and out comes your cream of broccoli soup, followed by chicken parmesan and spaghetti, or like a wheat germ pie, or tofu salad. I don't get it. They take so much pride in sitting there nodding their head like, oh, I'm memorizing your order. They think they're impressing you if they can memorize your order. You know what? You're not impressing me by not writing it down. You want to impress me? Just bring me what I ordered. Just write it down. It's not that hard. That's all I got this week, folks. Do your freaking job and do it well. Johnny V here, soon to be the most hated man in America for telling it like it is, or maybe telling it like it should be. Go f*** yourself and have a great day.